Global warming is a serious threat that we are all dealing with at the moment. We can alleviate its effects by changing our habits, like taking public transport rather than driving alone, or switching from gas to electric cars. Our actions are more important than ever before in order to save ourselves. According to an article by the Union of Concerned Scientists, quote, collectively, cars and trucks account for nearly 1/5 of all U.S. emissions, end quote. We need to reduce our carbon emissions, and to do this, we should switch to electric cars. Imagine a world with silent cars as the norm, without the need to refuel at a gas station. First, the problem. We need to reduce our carbon emissions. We are producing too much greenhouse gas from our vehicles. According to an article by the EPA, transportation is the source of about 29% of the United States greenhouse gas emissions. Although transportation involves more methods of travel that aren't cars, but any reduction is still a necessary reduction. From the same article by the EPA, 28% of greenhouse gas emissions are to make electricity. So, by switching to electric cars, in theory, we should increase the amount of greenhouse gas produced to make electricity while decreasing those for transportation. Gasoline is getting expensive, and prices are fairly unpredictable, but it's safe to say it will get more expensive over time as we run out of it. According to AAA's website, the average cost of gas in Florida is about $2.53 as of June 30th, which was on the lower end of the national average of about $2.72. According to an article detailing fossil fuels on Ecotricity's website, we have about 48 years worth of gas in our known reserves. So how can we fix these issues? Well, both can be fixed with the same change, a change of habits. If we switch to electric vehicles, we will reduce our carbon emissions to which was the whole point of electric vehicles. Also, they reduce our reliance on gasoline. Without a combustion engine, there are no tailpipe emissions. This means the car itself produces no emissions while driving. The only emissions connected to the electric car is called their life cycle emissions, which, according to energy.gov, are, quote, all emissions related to fuel and vehicle production, processing, distribution, use, and disposal, which is a wide range that can be hard to calculate exactly what a car's or a type of car's life cycle emission is. But according to the same website, electric vehicles have generally lower life cycle emissions. By making this switch, we will reduce our reliance on gasoline, which will reduce the demand along with the price. We saw something similar to this happen in 2008, just on the opposite end of the spectrum, when oil prices around the world reached record levels. According to EIA.gov's website, quote, significant growth in demand in China, the Middle East, Latin America, combined with market uncertainty in world supply, contributed to the run-up in oil prices, end quote. If rise in demand according to the supply causes prices to go up, then if we reduce the demand, prices should go down, allowing oil and gas to be used for other industries like electricity. I believe all this will lead to a much cleaner future. Since Tesla has made the public accept electric cars, more companies have made fully electric cars, even hybrids before this. Chevrolet is advertising on their website a fully electric car they call the Bolt EV, which starts at $36,000 and can go for 238 miles on a full charge. Audi has also started making electric cars with their e-tron SUV. This car starts at $78,000 and can go for 204 miles fully charged. When we get to a point where roads are filled primarily with electric cars, they will be much quieter, which would make driving more peaceful for the driver and people who don't exactly want to hear the roaring of engines all the time. According to an article on the Newswheel's website, the lack of engine makes the car silent until about 30 miles an hour, where wind resistance and the tires start making noise. I, for one, like this idea so I can sleep easier at night while people speed down the road. But it has proven to be an issue, with a good reason why. According to the same article by the News Wheel, quote, in Japan, a guide dog and its owner were killed by an electric car that was backing up when the safety sounds were temporarily shut off by the driver, which is why Europe is making it a requirement to have fake noise produced by the car. In conclusion, we have to reduce our carbon emissions. The ones I believe we can reduce the most are those from our vehicles. By switching to electric, we will be helping our planet. We will have to anyway, since our known oil and gas supply is predicted to run out in less than 50 years. We should switch to electric cars to fix these issues, and I believe that if we can do it and it benefits us, we definitely should. And this pan again.
Okay.
Was this your last slide?
Yeah.
And there's me. Once again.